You're back on the air with Eric and Robin Gagnon. Remember, our goal is to satisfy your appetite for acquisition, feed the need for restaurant reality, and serve up a recipe for business success. Today, we are talking about the best of things on hot summer days, cool summer treats. It's ice cream and yogurt. So, Eric, you want to start us off?
Yeah, we have Stratton Leopold from Leopold's Ice Cream in Savannah, Georgia, and we also have Solomon Choi from 16 Handles. We have over 40 locations. They started in New York. And let me talk to you about the business side of things today. We have, as restaurant brokers, we see a lot of people call us, hey, I have a, franchise ice cream, a franchise yogurt, and, I cannot make it. And they blame everything under the sun. A lot of people are down south and they say, the weather's not good enough in Savannah, in Atlanta, in Nashville, Tennessee, even in North Florida. So, but, you guys seem to have fine success year round. I mean, we all know here that New York doesn't have the greatest weather, from December through March, April. And you guys seem to have created successful business year round. What advice would you have for some people that may be listening to the show right now and thinking about, hey, I'm going through a tough time, but I'm willing to stick it out here. How do you create that year-round buzz and make it a success just out of a yogurt or ice cream or frozen treats?
Stratton, you want to start?
Sure. I mean, for us, it's a niche market. It's quality, 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 and it's in terms of success. It's the desire to do it. It's hard work, and you have to be dedicated to it. And it may take a year, it may take more, it may take several, but it's dedication to it. Know your market. Have a quality product, priced reasonably, and promote. I mean, it's all doable. The example I use in terms of weather, there used to be in Boston a company, Steve's Ice Cream, and
somebody was just talking to me about this.
Really?
Yes.
Well, his Harvard Square store. I knew him back in the day. He's no longer in business there as Steve's. But his Harvard Square store in the winter did a huge percentage of the summer sales. It was phenomenal. Granted, he had schools there, but still, ice cream in the winter.
Mm-hmm. And Solomon, what you want to weigh in on the same thing?
I agree that you can't ignore the hard work, and that's the same message I give to the franchise partners that we have, as well as any prospective franchisees. Is there's no such thing as an autopilot business that where the owner operator can just go on vacation and assume that he or she will make a lot of money. But for us, what's been important is really product innovation, as well as having relevance year round. Because you're right, New York, it's the Northeast isn't the easiest in terms of the seasonality factor. This last year being the greatest point of that. I mean, in the last 6 years we've been in business, we were still getting snowstorms in April, where normally that's our spring turnaround. But what we did successfully, and what we continue to do successfully, is to focus on the fact that we are a lifestyle brand, and so we will partner up with organizations, events, and things that are year-round. So that way, it's not just something that people are enjoying in the summer, and that's been working for us.
Both of you have such intriguing background. I mean, Solomon, your parents were the franchise owner of the largest seafood buffet in San Diego and put you to work at a young age. Over the years, you learned the operation side of the franchise business, starting as a busboy, graduating to managerial position, eventually led to a vice president role in the family business. When did you decide that the full-service restaurant route wasn't the way you wanted to go and decide to focus on the yogurt business?
Again, growing up in a restaurant family and having worked every position, I understand not only the value of hard work, but really I wanted to find an easier way out. I mean, if you really want to get down to it, is I didn't think that I had to work that hard in order to be successful. And for me, building a brand was always more important than owning just one family restaurant. And I thought that this was the perfect model. This was a great franchise model, in that it comes down to a system, and a system that can be replicated in different markets. And as long as you work hard, have great marketing, have a good product flow, you should be successful in any market you go into. And so that was what was more exciting to me, and I just chose to use the largest stage possible in New York City to be able to start this.
So, Stratton, you actually have an incredible background as well, because you literally left the East Coast for the West Coast to pursue a career in Hollywood and have been quite successful there. But you've come full circle to operate this beloved family business in Savannah. What called you home?
Well, I had always intended to come back. And after Michael Basil died, and when there was no ice cream for a short while, then people kept asking me, we miss it, we miss it. And I kept thinking, I'm in a different business now, but The calling finally took hold, and now we're expanding into other markets as well, into the Atlanta market with restaurants. Typically, some of the higher end restaurants there have been asking for it. So I'm building a plant now, and we'll be able to do that, to do a modest amount of expansion. Something that I would love to ask Solomon about, we can talk about it later, is we're crazy nuts about quality. And I'm fearful of franchise because of that thing, because you can't control it then. If there's a way to do it, I'd love to consider it as well. But right now we're looking at wholesale and packaging for sale on the internet.
So that's really excellent, though, because both of you are finding ways to expand beyond that initial store into other ways. So for Solomon, for you, it's franchising, and on the other hand, Stratton, for you, it's wholesaling. Solomon, we've got about a minute and a half left. If you can share with us your thoughts on why franchising, why you chose that route.
Sure. So with me, I had the benefit of having my family invest into the first restaurant, but that's really all the capital I had. In order to build a brand, you need more than one location. And I also knew that while I had the first mover advantage with self-serve in New York City, I needed to strike while the iron was hot. And I believed that I put enough systems in place and built enough brand equity where I could confidently train my first few franchise partners to then replicate that success over and over. And that's what we've been able to do now across 6 states. There certainly is some trepidation in terms of being able to let go of that quality, but in terms of the quality of the product, we are responsible for the R&D and what's approved, and so we will maintain high levels of product quality for years to come.
I think you cut out just a little bit there. Can you repeat that last bit?
Sure. So in terms of the R&D and the product innovation, that's something that we control at the support center level, and we'll never sacrifice that. So because we have the contracts in place with our distributors, we get to control the level of that product quality, and we depend on our franchise partners to execute when it comes to service and the cleanliness of the stores.
That's great. Well, we have had a wonderful discussion today with both Stratton Leopold of Leopold's Ice Cream and Solomon Choi from 16 Handles, two gentlemen who are just turning out great quality and satisfying Americans' just thirst for more and more cold treats on these hot summer days. You're on the air with Eric and Robin Gagnon. We're the restaurant brokers. You can find us online at WeSellRestaurants.com. Please take a moment and like us on our Facebook page. We're at Facebook.com/WeSellRestaurants. Follow us on Twitter. That Twitter handle Sell Restaurants. And of course, we're on LinkedIn. We Sell Restaurants is your industry authority and source for information.